What's going on, Kyle? Morning, Kyle.
Hello, Vince. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I can't complain. The
Oh, boy.
workout this morning went pretty good.
Good. What'd you do today?
Roberto he's put a lot of single-limbed movements in there,
Oh, cool.
like one-arm plank holds, split stance, a lot of stabilization.
A lot of unilateral stuff, huh?
Yeah,
Good.
good.
Yeah, I did a bunch of it yesterday with Vinny.
Right on. How's
Yeah,
he
we
doing?
did a lot of squat work yesterday. It's a little bit of a deload week, so it allowed us to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we did squats, we did Bulgarians, we did uh single leg stiff deads, we did goblet squats. We did a lot of work yesterday
Good work.
amongst cleaning in the gym.
Yeah. How's it looking there?
It's looking great. All the walls are done. Painted every wall. Painted the bathrooms. Um, Scouring a whole bunch of stuff. Good morning, Daryl. Good morning, Shannon.
Oh,
Morning.
Morning. Can't wait to see the place.
Yeah, it's gonna be it'll be good. It's be good. We got all the I'm gonna get a couple of pop-ups because I'm gonna put the I think since the weather is so good now, I'm gonna go ahead and put the bikes and rowers outside under some pop-ups.
Oh, sweet. That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, just to give more space.
Nothing like that fresh air.
Well, it's yeah, and it's like I said, the weather outside is so nice right now. Just another way to create distance, right? That we got to create. I'm going to give this a second here, guys, and see if we get some folks on the line, and want to give you guys some updates of everything going on, and then we'll get into talking about today's topic, which will be why worrying is harmful. Why worrying is harmful, and we'll talk about that later, because I know a lot of people are doing that these days. And that is what we'll get to here in a minute. I'll just wait as folks get on. And it's funny, we get a lot of messages from people about when are you going to open, or are you going to be opening, and concerns about this and concerns about that. But we keep telling people all week long, hey, Vince is going to give you guys an update on Saturday, but nobody gets on the call on Saturday. So it's like they want you to answer at individual times. It's folks, gather in one place. We'll give you a complete update, But maybe 8 o'clock in the morning is too early for people these days. I don't know. How's everybody doing in the meantime? Guys doing good?
Yeah, it's we're not getting too used to it, but at the same time, you get used to it. That's what you do.
Yeah. It's I don't know about you guys. I don't think it's the same. It's different. But once you bite off into it, it's you realize that, hey, you know what, there's a lot of value in this, right? Meaning the talks, the Zooms, the little get-togethers, those kinds of things. And I think in the political world, I think each week things will move a little bit quicker for folks. So I'm kind of seeing it, but we'll just see how it goes. I gotta, I think I have a positive update for everybody, not a negative update. So that's a good thing. Daryl, you ready for your little celebration today?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. I don't know if I'm ready. It's gonna be emotional, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? It's kind of the next chapter. You were emotional when she took off for school, right? And now she's done, and now it's the next step. So where's she headed? What's she doing? Where's she working? what's the next steps in life. It's actually kind of it's exciting. It's a double-edged sword, I think, sometimes, though, right? It's bittersweet.
Yeah, it is. And it's just good to know there's a lot of good things still happening, right? A lot of good things still happening.
Well, and again, like I told everybody early on, this is not forever. This is not forever. It's go back to the days of HIV.
I hope, because I missed the gym really bad.
I know it's not. I think I have good news for people, but
Really?
mostly, guys. It's just we have to be slow. You know what I mean? We have to be. Well, I'll just start. So since last Wednesday, not this past Wednesday, the Wednesday before, I have been diligently, and I know Gabe used that word, diligently working with folks from the state, but more so from the county, the Board of Supervisors here in El Dorado County. And it has been nothing short of a lot of hours. A lot of hours trying to get to the right people, a lot of hours to try to get responses back from the right people. And it's been an enduring process, to say the least. But the good news is that I did get to the right people and the right responses. So let me talk about El Dorado County, because really that's all I can talk about right now, because that's where the gym is located. Well, let me talk about other counties. I can tell you right now in Sacramento County, there are some places that are opening up, even though Sacramento County has not passed in stage 2. And I don't know that I agree or disagree with that. So, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So El Dorado County, I've been in great contact with Mr. Hadal, who's our supervisor here, his assistant, and a gentleman by the name of Donald Ashton. And the first thing they are going to do is, of course, they have to abide by the state's guidelines. But having said that, they also, I know this, I was on a call for 8 hours on Tuesday from 9 to 4:30 in the afternoon, a call of which I was asked to be on. And I do know at the end of that call that our county is pushing hard, very, very hard, to get open. Okay? Very hard. So what does that mean? See, in the political game, guys, and I know you know this, they have to play both sides of the fence, because if they don't show that they're moving along the guidelines of which the governor is trying to move, then down the road when they ask for their funding, basically the powers to be look at the county and go, well, you know what, you don't want to play ball with me down here, you're not going to get the funding here. So there's this fine balance. But I can tell you through my conversations for the past week and a half, almost 2 weeks now, people that are in the power positions want this county open. So we were one of the first counties to be open and meet the criteria for being open. And we have not yet had certain industries and businesses be allowed to, I don't want to say be allowed to open, but the criteria set by the state says that you can't. And in one of those criteria, they put the word gym. Well, as we know, folks, not all gyms are created equal. And through my conversations and massive emails back and forth, this Tuesday, our county will be submitting to the governor's office again. Jason Russo, wow, good morning. Woo-hoo. You go, boy. He did get up at 8. Oh, boy. Glad to see your name, Jason. In our county, we are submitting on Tuesday to have some businesses and industries that are in phase 3 moved into phase 2. Again, I now know that people know the distinction in our county of what the gym is and what a facility like ours is. So to give you guys an update here, because I know safety is the number one key. So here we will be doing, and I've talked about this, but we have painted every single wall in here. It is now done. We have painted every bathroom. We have repainted every shower. We have scrubbed everything down in those areas. We will be doing another deep cleaning of all of our gear as we get ready to, good morning, Nicola, Steph. As we get ready to open. So what does that mean for us, and what date are we going to give here? I'm talking with Gabe and talking with staff. We're going to be looking at doing soft openings somewhere between now and June 1st. I do know that there's a lot of factors that go into this, but the biggest factor is safety. So as you see things rolling out, please pay attention to your emails. Pay attention to, I know, Jay, I can only imagine, brother. We'll talk offline, but I can only imagine how busy you've been. We'll be doing some videos of everything we're doing here, the whole setup process, and you will be safe, folks, when you come back. Okay. And I know, good morning, Karen Terry. I know it's a tough time. It's tough because there will be people out there who are going to worry. No matter where they go, they're going to worry when they go to the grocery store. They're going to worry when they go outside for a bike ride. They're going to worry when they come back into the doctor's office, when they go into wherever. But folks, here's what I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that when we open up, we will be safer than any grocery store you could ever walk into, any Home Depot, any Lowe's, any place you go. Maybe, and I don't say this derogatorily, probably even safer than your own home. Okay. And we will be expecting certain criteria to be met from all of our members. You use something, you wipe it down. Okay. If you want to wear a mask, you wear a mask. And why do I say if you want to? Because the county ordinance right now says consider wearing a mask, not you have to. It says consider. And I know that because I have the guideline right here, which will be posted for the county. There will be some equipment that we will be setting up outside for you to use. It may be the rowers, it may be the bikes. It'll be under pop-up tents. Okay, so if it's hot in the afternoon, you work out in the afternoon, you don't have to worry about it. All right, folks, we have set the gym up to create the social distancing factor, which is 6 feet apart. We went a little extra. We went about 7 feet apart. Right? You just have to really, the biggest thing, folks, is you have to respect at this point those guidelines. And I think we are professional enough here, meaning all of us, to live within those guidelines and to respect other people. Now, there still will be eyes in this gym, because we have physical therapy, of people who will be that are not part of our culture, that are not part of our family yet. Like, oh, you know, are they really, they're open and right? Yeah, we are. And we're very diligent in our efforts to keep everybody safe. So let me tell you how fearful some folks are right now. And I don't know why. I'm not downplaying things, guys. Okay. There was a lady, and it had nothing to do with us. She's a PT patient. She came in and had her treatment. Well, excuse me, she was waiting for her treatment. And then they cleaned the table down. They cleaned everything around it. And then she got her treatment. And after she got her treatment, she went home and she emailed Tony and said she would not come back. Tony asked why. She said, well, when they cleaned the table, they didn't leave the disinfectant on the table for 3 minutes. Three minutes? Well, yeah, there's certain disinfectant that is what you have to do, but not all disinfectants. And I guess my reason for bringing that up today is that there will be those kinds of people out there. Okay. And I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just saying that's who they are. So as we move along this process, which is going to be a trial and error, the fact of the matter is, yes, we are going to open. Okay. The fact of the matter is, those who trust what we're doing will be back, of course. Some will be leery. I'm going to encourage those people not to be. And I think the best way to do that is to show everybody what we're doing to keep people safe. Because here's the bottom line, folks. You can't stay out of the stores forever. You can't stay not getting your hair done, your nails done, your face done. You can't stay out forever. Good morning, Bob. You just can't do that. Because then you're just living your life inside of fear. And I know the folks that are on the line here have concerns, and I know the folks outside that aren't on the line have concerns. I want to make sure that myself and our staff bring all of those concerns down for you. Drop that level. I had a great talk with somebody the other day, and good morning, Jamie. And she was in tears, not because of sadness of what's going on. I think that had something to do with it, but just being here, being able to see us and what it meant to her in her life. So for me, seeing this, guys, you'll see a soft opening within the next week, no more than 2. By June 1st, we will be doing a soft opening here, no matter what happens on Tuesday. And I think some of the news coming back will be good. My fingers are crossed for it. We've been working diligently trying to, I've been spending countless hours. That's why a lot of you have not heard from me. Countless hours writing emails, composing emails, rewriting emails, phone conversations, meetings. I need to be on the meeting again on Tuesday to do this thing the right way. And yesterday I had a conversation with one of the supervisors that was in San Diego, and we were on the phone for about a half hour. And I basically said to her, here's the deal. I'm trying to do this the right way, and I know the right thing to do. Don't force my hand to do it a different way. I don't mean that, guys. I'm not a rebel, because if you look around, there are some people who are doing things that should not be doing things at this point in time. But at some point, I have to draw a line in the sand and say, look, I know what's going on. I've taken every precaution and gone beyond the precautions. I mean, nobody's had their air conditioning system serviced and checked. I have, to make sure the air is balanced in our fans coming in and out of the facility. And I just said, so I will find a way to make this happen, if that means I have to basically say we are a therapeutic / strength and conditioning facility. We're not a gym. because I could have, I told them yesterday I could have stayed open. But in doing the right thing, I chose to make this move because we didn't know on the onset what it was going to look like, but we know what it is now. And I'm not going to sit here with blinders on and say that I don't. I'm too deep into this rabbit hole to sit here and tell people that I don't know what's going on, because I do. And so does our staff. And so do a lot of you. So on the note of opening, yes, between now and June 1st, and we will get everything out to you. It's just I want to make sure we are ready. I want to make sure when you guys walk in this facility, you know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take time in between each session, and we're going to sanitize everything during the session and then after the session. So again, folks, in the very beginning, I don't want to get questions about, oh, can I stay after and do that? No, guys, this is a soft opening. Let's walk through this the right way, and let's get our work in when we're here. That means if your workout is 50 minutes or whatever, get it done. That's the way it should be anyway. Okay, we'll still be able to make the modification. Your workouts will be great. But we have to adhere to the guidelines while we are here and when we get done. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me just on that part? Because then I'm going to get into exactly what I really wanted to talk about today, is why worrying is really, really harmful for you. It's not great for you guys. So anybody got any questions for me? Is everybody feeling good about getting back into the gym?
I have a question, Vince.
Yeah, go ahead, Miriam.
Do we need to call you a specific what time we're coming, or how
No.
do you?
So what will happen, and I'll let Susan talk on. Susan, you're on the line, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to let Susan kind of explain. This isn't how we're doing it right now. She's just going to give you an overview of the way we're trying to go down the road with this for you. But ultimately, you're not even going to have to call us. You're just going to sign up online, but I'll have Susan talk about it.
So what you're going to do is the system we use is Pike 13. So everybody should go online to Pike 13 and use the same email address you use for your registration, and you're going to create an account, and you will be able to schedule a time that you want to work out. Now, we don't know the times at the moment. I mean, it could be just every hour. We have to figure all that out. But when the time comes to sign up, if they allow, depending on how many stations we have, say we have 12 stations, only 12 people will be able to sign up for that time. If you have to cancel, we would like you to cancel, because there's going to be a waiting list for people that want that time but couldn't get in the 12. Does that make sense? It's super easy to do. You just click on schedule, a pop down comes up. It says what time. If you have a family, it tells ask what person, and you click on that, and bingo, you're done. You get an email confirmation as well.
So what we'll do too, Miriam, we'll do a little, and Susan, hopefully you're with me along these lines. We'll do a little video of it, of how to exactly do it. Okay. The backup plan will be is, yes, we will still have our sign in at the front desk, which we will be wiping down and covering and doing all that as well. So we'll have the plan, and then we'll have a backup plan for it for you as well. Does that make sense? Okay. Any other questions, guys? I'm going to go here real quick. Yes, we will be posting we've been taking a ton of pictures of what we're doing here in the gym. So we will definitely be posting that for you guys. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, we're going to make you feel as comfortable as we can with our processes to get you guys back in get you guys back working again, and even offering more content to you as well. So, the last thing I want to say, if there's no more questions on that part of this, is I can't thank you guys enough for hanging in here with us. The value is in the value of what you put forth. So what do I mean by that? Here's the value, guys. Yes, it's hard to think about spending money and we're doing things online, right? Let's just talk to the white elephant in the room. And that's tough. But I have to tell you, the money you are spending now, these coaches are working harder now than if they were standing in front of you every single day. And the value is in you participating in it. That's the value. It's the value of you participating in tea time. It's the value of you participating in the live workouts. It's the value of you coming home. And I can't tell you, Gabe, you're online, right? Gabe, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How many hours do you spend doing those videos, dog?
It's a minimum of 3 a clip, 3 times a week,
There you go, folks.
plus emails and coordinating and uploading and, everybody else's Zoom video.
These guys are working harder now. Let's talk about value. These guys are working harder now than they do when they're standing in front of you and coaching you. But the value is in you doing it. The value is in you returning the phone call or the text message. How can you stay connected in community if you don't connect? That's the value. And I'm going to tell you this much. As you know, because you're bright people, a lot of things in this world are changing and are going to stay that way. It's our job to maximize it. It's our job to not have excuses. It's our job to find our realm and define it that way. So, with you people staying with us the way you have been, I can't tell you from the bottom of my heart, and I know because I talk to these coaches every day, what it means to them. And I can't even express what it means to myself and Gabe. And so I know it's frustrating for everybody. And I know the frustrations are different at different levels for everybody. But I just wanted to clarify. A lot of times when you don't see something, you think it's non-existent. But the amount of work that's going in behind what's going on right now in our business to provide that value to you, because you're that important to us and because we believe in what we do, is tremendous, folks. Tremendous. I wish you could be a fly on the walls. Who sits in a board of supervisors meeting from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon with a 45-minute lunch break? Just to make sure the right things are being heard and there's a right understanding about the difference between membership, non-membership, contact, non-contact facilities. And they had no clue, which meant we would have been sitting in phase 3 forever. And then the businesses, I was talking to a business owner yesterday, and I had all I could do to say things the way I said it to him. But he's doing nothing but complaining. And I asked him, so what are you doing about it? And he just kind of stopped for a second. I said, what are you doing about it? And he said, well, what should I be doing about it? What should you be doing about it? You know, I worked for the state for 30 years, guys, so I kind of know a little bit about what's going on and how it's going on. And I always told people underneath that worked for me or with me, if you will, here's what I said to them. Are you going to promote? Are you going to become a sergeant or a lieutenant or a captain? Oh no, hey Vince, we kind of like where we're at now. We're getting overtime. I said, good. Then for every decision I make, don't you ever complain. Because if you're not willing to be part of the change, you got no business complaining to me. And that's what I told him yesterday. Don't sit here and complain to me if you're not willing to do something to be part of the change. And understand that value and the work that goes into it. So enough about that. So let's talk about, unless people have other questions for me on that front, guys. So our opening will be, and we'll get it to you. We just got to make sure the facility's right, and we got to make sure our staff are trained and everything's in order. But it will be within between this coming week and the first. So somewhere in there, but we will get it, and things will evolutionize and change as well. So we'll keep you updated. It's really important to be on these calls because I am going to update you. But today, we're going to talk about worrying, because a lot of people are worrying, and whether you think you're worrying or not, you are. Okay. You're worrying about a lot of things. We've talked about that. We talked about finances. We talked about the homeschooling. We talked about kids going off to college. Are you going to be able to go off to college? There's a lot of stuff going on in our world, and it's changing every single day. And those answers are changing every single day. Some good, some bad, some indifferent, right? So, during this pandemic, we have the fears about and I talked a little bit Wednesday about it, so we'll drill down a little bit deeper today about our loved ones, the status of our jobs, where's our 401k, the uncertainty of when we're going to come back here into the gym. And it's natural for the body and the mind to find coping mechanisms. Some people it's eating, some people it's drinking, some people it's exercising, some people it's laying in bed. So we're looking for those coping mechanisms, and sometimes it's just laughing. Like I said on Wednesday, how many jokes have you guys made or talked about around the house or with friends about toilet paper, right? Who ever thought we'd be making damn jokes about toilet paper? So some of the good coping mechanisms, I think you guys are doing it, is laughing, is being happy, exercising, sitting in the backyard, looking at a sunset. You're trying to lighten your mood somehow, some way. So given the stress and the anxiety in our environment today, which has been induced, and it's traumatic because life isn't the normal anymore. We're being told we have to stay indoors. Well, now that's lightened up a little bit. But basically being told to do anything creates a lot of stress for people. And in most cases, a lot of people turn to eating. So today, you're going to hear me talk a little bit about why that's not a bad thing. Why it's not a bad thing. Plus, you add into the fact that you can't go to the gym. You can't be part of your community. And all of a sudden now, we see the COVID-15. That's the 15 extra pounds we put on during the process. In some cases, it's not. Some cases, people have done really good and have maintained or even lost. But it's not the majority. So what does that create? It creates the going back to the diet culture. The diet culture. What is this? What is the diet culture? It feeds your thought process about how do I look? All right. My size and my shape, what the scale says. And that becomes the most valuable asset. Even when today we have people who are sick in intensive care, people getting better we'll talk about the virus. that's not the most important thing to some people. So these cultures try to invoke a fear in your body, in your mind, which is already there, guys. It's already there. Watch the news. Look at social media. So the body now becomes this hierarchy. I don't know how that works. Thinner bodies are more valuable than bigger bodies. They're more healthier. Well, let me let you in on a secret. Just because you're slim and thin doesn't mean you're healthy, and just because you're big and tall doesn't mean you're unhealthy. Right? It doesn't mean that at all. It's bad to gain weight or have a higher weight. And I'm just throwing thought process out to you right now. And does this get manipulated, and is it wrong? Is it bad? There's that word, bad. We see content all the time, guys, about what? How to avoid gaining weight. Even sometimes, I call it the shaming factor. Or getting after somebody for eating something that's ready for this word, unclean. It's hard, folks, because there's a lot of folks out there who eat emotionally, who have disorders or a history of them. And anyone who's restricting their eating for any period of time or has a feeling of shame or punishment related to that, you guys don't realize they struggle more than this virus could ever, ever, ever do to you. And for the length of time that they do it. So this whole bit about the shaming and the feeling bad and beating yourself up about it, let's put it in a little context. Any of you who've talked to me or any of you who've talked to Gabe, I know you know what 80-20 means. And yes, we manipulate that a little bit. Okay? And that's not a bad thing right now. But as long as you're trying to stay within your 80-20, as long as you're getting good sleep, as long as you are exercising, that allows you guys for a little bit of extra dessert. And you shouldn't beat yourself up about it. Okay? What you're trying to do is manage your anxiety. All right? And anybody sitting out there today that tells me they don't have anxiety at some point in time during this, man, I know you're not telling me the truth. I know that. Okay? I probably have anxiety a couple times a day over certain things. So given the environment now that we live in, we do need to find different ways to cope. Some laugh, some cry, some move their bodies in ways that we normally don't. And I got some cool ways for that, man. If you want to have some fun, man, I saw this game. It's called Just Dance. And you can put it on your TV right from your iPhone, and you do it with your family. Oh my God. I never laughed so hard watching Isabella and Vinny. You know, now Vinny, you guys don't know, but Vinny used to dance before he got into all his athletics. And he'd kill me for telling you this, but that kid was a hell of a ballet dancer. I am not kidding you. And so watching him and watching Isabella, who is a dancer, you know, she majored in dance and she actually had her a professional contract. Oh my God. I never laughed so hard in my life. So if you guys want to release some of your stress, go get that game. It's a great game. Just Dance, and do it with your family. And you can do it with 2 partners, and you pick your music. I mean, it's so cool. But again, guys, relieving that anxiety. People use food today as what? A bonding activity. We've been doing it forever, right? We have weddings. Yeah, right. I'm calling it bonding activity. Some might call it emotional eating, right? I mean, truly. But we do it all the time. Weddings, family gatherings, even if it's virtual, connecting with our neighbors. We do it all the time, guys. All these activities, all of them, relieve that stress. So, how many of you are living with food rules right now? Food rules. Think about it. Making certain foods off limits. Chances are, I think, the more you are concentrating on others, your family, your job, you're probably not living around those food rules. Or if you are, now you're limiting, you're restricting what I just talked about before. So I know, and I think I fall into this category. During a time like this, you fall into the urge to control certain things. And some of you may do that in your normal life anyway, if not all things. So any food that you're restricting or you're taking in, you're creating a control around that. But the problem is, for a lot of us, we don't have the skill set yet to manage the food your bodies are taking in and the signals that it's creating at the same time. So examine your thoughts. What is it? What do you really want? What do you want for the me? Okay, you got to be a little selfish here. What do you want for the me? What are your core values? Not what is Tom's, not what is Sally's, not what is Frank's. Now, what are your core values? The only control you have is your controllables. What do I need for my personal well-being? What keeps me calm? What makes me happy? Ultimately, that in the end is what you need to be worrying about. Not what you look like, not what somebody's going to say, but what is it you need for you? What is it your values tell you? You know, it's funny. I've been talking with somebody, and my weight yesterday was kind of even. All right. Do you think I didn't have pizza last night because of that? Oh, hell to no. I had it anyway. Again, I'm going to do what keeps me calm. I'm going to do what ultimately makes me happy. And you have to use these as your tools to take care of your physical and mental health. Because again, guys, I talked early on about not putting a time frame on this thing. Even when we're able to lax a little bit and get out, we're still in the midst of it. So you still need those tools to take care of your physical and mental health. So now there has to be this shift. And that's what I'm calling this. I'm calling this the shift. During this time, the things we thought before that were important now are not so important. And that differs person to person, family to family. Today, the shift is if we are fortunate to have our physical health and our loved ones' health, or to get to go to the store and get groceries. And I got to tell you, throughout our state, things are so different right now. So for us living up this way, guys, count your blessings. I talked to a lady whose son came here the other day for physical therapy. And, you know, the first thing is you talk about counting blessings. He was going to Santa Clara and got hit by a truck. Okay. Just had his second surgery at Stanford. Okay. She was taking her, this is Santa Clara. She was taking her bags and putting them in the back of her car from the hotel room that she was staying in. A lady who she did not even know came up to her and told her she was in violation because she did not have her mask on. When the lady looked around, there was not one person around her that didn't have a mask on. So things are different, literally, as you go from San Diego, the border, all the way up this way. We're very fortunate right now where we live, and we should give thankfulness and be grateful for what we have as opposed to what we don't have. So when we know we have the health of our loved ones, when we know we get to go to the store, when we know we get to say goodnight and wake up in the morning to our loved ones, we are doing really good, folks. We are doing really good. Expressions of gratitude. Now, I've talked about this a lot. Just became more important than, was my meal clean? Did I eat right? Did I eat something bad? The expression of gratitude just became more important given the world that we're living in today. So when we get back into this world and we're kind of moving again and we've gained a few pounds, do me a favor, guys, be kind to yourself. Talked about that a little bit last week. Be kind to yourself. It's not detrimental to your health. The stress and anxiety that you're going through, that already did that for you. Be kind to yourself. And it certainly isn't permanent, right? The extra pounds you may have put on isn't permanent. Matter of fact, it's probably exactly what the doctor ordered for you. Now, does that mean you should go overboard with it? No. You know, I already talked about the 80-20, guys. Okay, maybe it's 70-30. But you have control of all of that. Remember we talked about control the controllables? But I know in our society today, we spend so much time beating ourselves up that this is not the time to do that. This is not the time to do it. So ultimately, what is the crux? What do you really have to do? Or what skill set do you have to work on to try to do all of the stuff that I just talked about? What's the skill set you have to work on? Anybody want to take a guess? Come on now. I just had to take a sip of coffee to clear my throat. So anybody want to take a guess on what is the skill set that you have to work on to take care of all the things I just talked about? So yeah, we're living in tough times. Yeah, there's this diet culture that's out there, been out there for a long time. Let's see here. Do not underestimate the power of that game. Yeah. Okay. Managing anxiety, living with food rules, making this shift of where we're at. What is What is the answer? What, anybody want to take a guess for me? Come on, type it into the chat or unmute. Tell me, give me something. Anybody, 22 people out there who are bright. Anybody, give me, summarize it in 1 or 2 words. Patience, love it. Love is the root, absolutely. Flexibility, Daryl, great.
I was going to say
Plan out
patience
the
as
day.
well.
What's that, Lori?
I was going to say patience as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But now take all of those things, patient, love is the root of all evil, flexibility, planning, acknowledging, making a difference, okay? Put that into one category. I'm going to do it for you here in a minute. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Ready for this, guys? All those things you mentioned are right, but none of them work unless you are happy. Happy. You have to be happy. So, how do you become happy? Happy people are what? They're grateful. They're patient. They acknowledge. They make a difference, right? They're grateful for what they have and express that gratitude to others, and they do it often. Happy people are authentic. They're down to earth. You can feel their passion for what they do, for what they say, for who they are. For what they really think. And you know you can trust them. You know you can trust them. That's what happy people are. They're grateful. They're authentic. They're conscious of being well. They're conscious of being well, regardless of their age or their state of health. Happy people take an active role in doing healthy things. And guess who they do the healthy things for? Usually, they start with themselves. Because when you do happy things for yourselves, that spills over to other people. Whether it's you're cooking dinner, whether it's you're teaching a lesson, whether it's you took groceries over to somebody, happy people do healthy things for themselves, which boils over into others. They just have this attitude of wellness. I walked into the restroom yesterday, wanted to wash my hands, and a gentleman says to me, "How are you?" I told him, "Borderline incredible." And you know what he said to me? "How can you be?" I said, "Because there's nothing good or bad. The mind thinks it's so." This man had no clue what I was talking about. So if you know anything about Shakespeare, you'll know what I just said. There's nothing good or bad. The mind thinks it's so. Okay? So happy people are conscious of being well. And when you're well with yourself, you're well with others. Now, guys, I am not trying to paint a picture here of this field of tulips, right? Okay? It's something we have to practice because we're all not there all the time. So I don't want to sit here in this seat and go and be a hypocrite. Okay? But these are skills that I talked about before that we have to really work on, and we have an opportunity to work on these skills now, because as we start loosening up, once again, my son and I were talking about this yesterday, you're going to get busy. How many people are going to fall back into, you know where I'm going to go? How many people are going to fall back into the old ways? I'm going to Craigslist, man. Within the next month or two, I'm going to Craigslist. You know why? All those bicycles at the bike shop that have been sold, half of them will be on Craigslist. The running shoes that people went out and bought, they'll be up in the damn closet. You know why? People didn't change. They had an opportunity. And I want to meet that person that's perfect, because if you didn't change and you're perfect, I can't wait to meet you. I cannot wait to meet you. Boy, I've been waiting to meet that perfect person like that, man, my whole life. No, I don't need to change anything, man. Look at me. Look how good I am. Hey. Okay. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't want to meet that person. That's not a person I want to hang with. So the last thing on that is happy people are kind and they smile. And they smile not just when they feel happy, right? They smile not just when they feel happy. You know, I see, like, again, I use my daughter. I'm going to use two people here. My daughter and Daryl, your daughter, Emma. Every time I see Emma, that girl's got a smile on her face. Daryl, you still on?
Oh yeah, for
Am
sure.
I lying?
That is absolutely true.
Every single, from the first time I met her, that girl has always, and then she go to school, she come back, she train. The girl's always got a smile on her face. And there were times I could tell things were bothering her and I'd ask her and she still had that smile on her face. And I tell you, today's her graduation day. And that girl, and I told Daryl, I sent him some words, but that girl is going to be an asset to any person's life that's fortunate enough to cross her path. Because that's who she is. So congratulations to you guys, Daryl, for raising such a spectacular daughter. And, you know, Isabella is the same way. My daughter, Isabella, always has a smile on her face, even when things are tough. I see it at the house. Or I can see when things bother her. She always has that smile and she always has a different way of looking at it. Now, my son, Vinny, on the other hand, yeah, not so much. But again, it's that kind smile that takes the elevation of whatever's going on and just seems to bring it down. So, folks, the underlying story here is be happy, be grateful, be authentic, be conscious of being well, and just smile. Just smile. So, for all of you that get online here every week, man, I can't appreciate you guys enough. Gabe, do we have a winner of our step challenge this week? I don't know if you're there yet to tally it, or are we waiting to make that announcement? You out there, dog? Yellow. We will be making that announcement.
You have a question?
Yeah. The question was, are we announcing the step challenge winner now or later?
Yeah, no, let's do it now.
Who we got?
So a couple people, this is crazy. A couple people are well over 100,000 steps. So I definitely want to recognize them. And I only heard back from two coaches, but I'm going to assume that these are two because these numbers are out there. And Bonnie, well, hold on. Bonnie Sandberg came in with more than 123,000 steps. However, Amy Poole came in with 142,000 steps, more than 142,000 steps. So our winner is Amy Poole.
Woo!
We got
Congratulations, Amy.
Congratulations, Amy. Congratulations, Bonnie.
Bonnie, great job.
Appreciate the effort and just everybody's participation in the challenge. And it's, you know, we just adds to our culture of being active and working through adversity, because we all have our own adversities, and continuing to stay active is a mini victory every day. So, you know, for those people to come in with more than 100,000 steps, to me, that's just incredible. So salute.
Great job, guys. Hey, Gabe, when will we be doing another challenge? Do you know that?
I'm going to take a week off. I'm going to ask people to stay active, and I'm going to say the last week of May. So not next week, the week after that.
Awesome. Well, hey, congratulations to everybody. I know everybody out there is putting in the time and putting in the steps. And remember, when we do the step challenges, it goes all the way through up until 8 o'clock Saturday morning. So if you want to get up early, get on the Zoom call, get some more steps in before you turn in your account, you absolutely can do that. Again, I want to make mention that every one of you that are staying with us during this time, I cannot thank you enough. It is so well needed. And, I know these coaches, a round of applause for them, because they are, they're working very hard to deliver you content in the way that we have to deliver the content. And we are working diligently to get our facility back open. There's not a day that doesn't go by, guys, that I'm not in somebody's head relative to emails. And if nothing else, they're going to see my name. I'll be doing another one today and another one tomorrow, because my goal is to have this facility soft opened before June 1st. And part of that is working through the process. The other part of that is getting the facility actually ready. You guys come in when Gabe's we have decals, we'll have down. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you'll see when you walk into the facility. You'll be like, yeah, these guys care. I can see they care. We miss you guys desperately. You have no idea. And please don't fall for the gimmicks out there. Don't rush into anything too soon just because somebody goes, hey, wow, we're open now. Yeah, okay. See what they've done. See how they care about you. That's the main thing. And I think you guys know how we do, and I know you know how much you can trust us. At least I hope you know how much you can trust us. I love you guys. You mean everything to me. And I will see everybody. I'll be doing Facebook Live again on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And I'll be here again next Saturday. Hopefully I'll have even better news for you. So pay attention, coaches, pay attention, because things are changing rapidly. I will be on a call today with somebody who opened up in Sacramento and actually had a letter from the Board of Supervisors, which I'm very surprised at, because Sacramento hasn't even reached phase 2 yet. So I know Placer County has, but Sacramento County hasn't, at least to my knowledge, unless they did yesterday. I don't know. But I will keep you guys updated. Please hang in there with us. We are getting there. And again, you guys are awesome. Stay well this week. Stay happy this week. And I'll see everybody next week. Thank you.
Thanks, Vince.
You are so welcome.
Thanks, Benny.
Hey, Bonnie, thank you. Go get some steps in. You didn't do enough.
Oh.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you, Vince.
Miriam, can't wait to see you in here and pick on you again.
I know. Okay.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.